I think one of the key messages of my show is that you have to be the same type of person online and offline. I think that cyberbullying is becoming such a big issue these days because you can be sitting in bed in the comfort of your own home, just relaxing, and you can send a rude message to somebody who you didn't like the way that they acted today. And you could just be sitting in your bed and text them something super rude. But would you ever have the guts to say that to them in person? Probably not. I think that social media has positive and negative impacts on people. Some positive impacts would be that lots of people who are introverts and have trouble, making friends and stuff can meet people online who have similar interests as they do. And social media is a great, great way to do this. But I think it does have some negative impacts too. Social media definitely increases the FOMO of life, fear of missing out. And I think that some people, well, especially teenagers, get caught up in, oh, look what they're doing and look what I'm not doing and look how great their life is. And you're always constantly comparing yourself to other people. And social media really encourages this behavior. I think that social media is great, but I just think that you should use it in, a safe and responsible way and make sure that you're not on it 24/7, right?
So we're going to have you look at 4 images and you were going to tell us which one is Photoshop.
One of the scenes that we actually focus on in the play is the importance of screen time. And we actually kind of show that through the comparison of staring at your phone and staring at a banana. And a lot of the students are like, why are they looking at bananas? That's so stupid. But when you think about it, if you're on your phone all day, that's kind of stupid too. So it's just super important to remember that the real world is and will always be more important than what's going on in your phone. And whatever else you're doing can wait sometimes.
So, how many of you guys have social media? Instagram, Twitter, or Snapchat?
I think a lot of teenagers go through experiences online that they really don't know how to handle. I think the majority of this uncertainty comes from the lack of education we've actually had on these topics. If I was in grade 4 and I got my first cell phone and was starting to use messaging and calling and social media and everything like that, would I know how to use the internet in a safe and responsible way and know about sharing passwords and all this stuff that you learn when you're in grade 8, 9? It can be a little bit tricky sometimes, that's for sure. When we got feedback from the students, we had a little talk back at the end of our play, and some of the things that they were saying were, they were tearjerkers. They have already experienced cyberbullying, and they've already experienced people, posting things without their permission, and I think that we think that the, grade 4s, 5s, 6s, they don't have these issues. This is more of a teen thing, But it really is becoming an issue with younger grades, and I think it was so important to bring this into the schools and show that, we're high school students and we know that this happens, and if you're experiencing it, it's okay to talk to someone about it. It's okay to deal with it in your own way. And here are some ways that you can do it safely and positively, right? The internet is a huge part of the real world, and that's not going away anytime soon. When I first got social media, I really wish that I had this information because that would have really helped me. And I think it's super important to talk about this kind of stuff and the effects it can have on people nowadays, because that information isn't really openly available to some people. So I think that it's super important to talk about that in schools or, through productions like mine. I think that this project really helped me see as a teenager the impact that you can have on your own community. I think that as, students, we sometimes think that, the world is run by adults and we kind of really have no say in things, but after this project, it really showed me, how powerful a young woman can be, and I think that by doing this project, it made me a lot more confident in my writing skills, my directing skills, stuff that means a lot to me. It made me see that I am talented in those things and that such a small idea that I had can make such a big difference.